Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to um, this course project proposal, and we'll be looking at lecture 1. Our learning outcomes are to understand the content of a project cycle, prepare a project proposal and concept note, understand the various elements involved in planning a project, develop a basic budget plan for a project. Our focus on this particular lesson is to define a project, introduction on how visions could be transformed into projects, the various stages involved in the project cycle, definition of project proposal, how to develop project ideas, setting priorities for a project, knowing the thematic areas for donors. From vision to project. A vision is an agreed long-term projection of what the situation will be ideally in 20 to 30 years' time. Once the vision of the community has been defined and long-term strategy has been written, strategic objectives should be agreed, which will provide a framework for planning future actions. Community vision. We have learning term strategy. And then we have strategic objective 1, 2 and 3, and then objective N. From there we have future planning, project 1, project 2, project 3 to infinity. So the aim of the project should be achieving one or defined number of strategic objectives and ultimately the overall water and sanitation vision. But we also have to consider that projects may also be stand-alone initiatives, not necessarily integrated into a program with several projects contributing to one overall goal. WASH program. For instance, strategic objectives to eradicate open defecation in our towns, to increase the access to improve sanitation facilities to 90% by 2040, to safely reuse 50% of treated wastewater in agricultural fields by 2040. And we have the actions to be taken and then the various projects. A world of opportunities. We live in a world of opportunities. Projects vary in scale, purpose and duration. Ideally, they are to be initiated with the participation of the community, but it also may be generated within a non-governmental organization or a municipality. Small projects require modest input and produce tangible result for short time frame. At the other extreme, projects may require substantial financial resources and also only generate benefits in the long term. Despite the difference in scale and nature of projects, there are aspects of sound project management that are universal. Definition of project. A project is a unique venture to produce a set of output within clearly specified time, cost, and quality constraints. Projects differ from standard business operational activities as they are distinctive in nature, not involving a repetitive process, have a defined time plan, with a specific or a specified start and end date to meet the beneficiaries or funding agencies' requirements. Projects differ from standard business operational activities as they have an allocated budget which should be spent to produce the deliverables, have limited resources such as labor, material, and equipment, involve a risk as there is a level of uncertainty whether the objectives will be attained. The project cycle 5 stages. We have identification, definition and design, proposal, preparation, approval and financing, implementation and evaluation. Exploring demand creation, participatory decision making, analysis and planning, implementation, ensuring sustainability. A project proposal is a detailed description of a series of activities aimed at solving a certain problem. That is to define a project proposal. The proposal should contain a detailed explanation of the justification of the project, activities and implementation timeline, methodology, and human, material, and financial resources required. Concept note definition. A concept note is a summary of proposal containing a brief description of the idea of the project and the objectives to be pursued. Concept notes are prepared for some financing programs. Funding agencies require a concept note before the submission of a full proposal. Donors without a formal call for proposals identify as getting ready to start a project. You need to identify potential funding options, build a team for proposal development, that's leader, coordinate all input and write core session, technical experts, administrative staff. Review carefully the community action plan or the vision statement of the community. Developing a project idea. In order to identify the project idea, different aspects have to be considered. Community vision of how the situation should be in a long term. We have desired solution and current situation. Desired situation and current situation, and all of that linked to a project. Community needs assessment is a key step to project design as it helps addressing the problem of the targeted local community. Background and justification. Describe the personal background from which the project is initiated. Also do a strength, weakness, opportunity, trend analysis. PESTEL stands for political, economic, social, sociological, technological and legal, health and safety, regulations, data protection. We have certain priorities. Out of all the goals to be achieved, priorities have to be set to decide which project to carry out first. Priority problems falling into the scope of the stakeholders, your organization, the state policies, and the donor. And all of that is arranged under we have actor problem, we have problem 1, problem 2, and problem 3, well classified. Thematic area of the potential donor. Each external funding agency, private donor, and governmental office defines a set of thematic areas for the funding activities in a period of time. It is important to thoroughly read and understand the guides for applicants of the different sponsoring programs before you embark in proposal preparation. Your own capacity and experience as the development of a project proposal takes a lot of effort. It is better to concentrate in those areas in which your organization has the most experience. Two things expand rapidly when we share knowledge and love. Thank you.